Seeing the truth. I still remember that day. It feels like it's been forever since then, though it couldn't have been more than a few months ago. The day I first laid eyes on that accursed book. There was a storm that night, and a heavy one too. I was sitting in my living room, enjoying a cup of tea and watching the rain outside as the thunder cracked and the lightning split the night sky. The fire crackled in the background, spreading its warmth throughout the room. Suddenly, there came a knock at the front door, wondering who it could be calling on me at such a late hour, and for what purpose. I slowly rose from my chair, walked to the front door and opened it. A man stood on the outside. No, man is not the right word to describe it. The thing that stood before me, he had the shape of a man, true, but there was something wrong about him, something unsettling. He was about 6 feet tall, yet seemed taller, dressed in a long black hooded robe that fell over the top of his face and cast a shadow that obscured the rest of his features. "Who are you?" I asked nervously. "What do you want from me?" From the folds of his robe, he produced a small black book, bound in black leather, with some kind of strange writing on the cover. "Take this and see the truth," he said, before turning and calmly walking away. I closed the door shakily behind him. I didn't know why, but the strange man unnerved me. Looking down at the book, I found myself with an inexplicable desire to read it, so I brought it to my study and placed it on the desk. Upon closer inspection, the book seemed extremely old and worn, as if it could come apart at any moment. The writing was clearly some kind of ancient language, but it was like nothing I'd ever seen. I've spent my entire life studying this kind of thing, but the writing was completely new to me, almost as if it was from another world. The true strange thing about this book was the way it made me feel. Just looking at it induced a nigh irresistible desire to read it, yet at the same time I wanted to run away, to put as much distance between myself and it as I could. It seemed unnatural, like there was something deeply violating about its presence, and yet also deeply intriguing. As an academic, I felt it was my duty to unravel the mysteries of this text, so I took a moment to still myself before sitting down and opening the book. The first page had some writing that was inscribed on the cover, but as I looked, the most extraordinary thing happened. The strange writing rearranged itself into English right before my eyes. It showed the book's title, which simply read, "The Truth." There was no credited author and no other information, just "The Truth." All my reservations vanished. I had to know what was written in this book. I turned the page, and to this day I still regret my decision. The moment I laid eyes on the second page, I knew something was wrong. I heard strange, incomprehensible whispers that seemed to emanate from the very pages of the book, and felt a chill run down my spine at the sound of the voices. I found myself unable to look away, unable to stop reading. For hours I read against my will, the book describing such terrible things in such vivid detail as to make me physically sick. It spoke of ancient monsters, of horrors and beings beyond the most terrible nightmares, of perversions of nature too gruesome and evil to speak of. With every word I read, the whispers grew louder, and by the end they were a deafening cacophony of screams in a language I could not understand. Finally, I reached the last chapter and the voices were suddenly silenced. I still could not stop reading, however. This final section proved to be the worst. It described to me, in excruciating detail, the fate of those who read the book, and the ancient demon that guards its pages. I do not wish to recount such horrors myself. It would only damage your sanity and hasten my own inevitable demise. If it has not yet been sped close enough, suffice to say that I am tormented every night by the worst nightmares the mortal mind can produce. I may be safe for now, but upon my death, the book's guardian will claim my soul as his property for all time. Of course, the book did provide one positive outcome. I know the truth now. I understand the very nature of existence, the laws that govern reality itself. With this newfound knowledge, I have discovered a way to save my soul. During my lifetime, someone else reads the book, then I will be free. My immortal soul will be allowed to pass on to the next world after my death, and the new reader will take my place as the guardian's property. You may be wondering why I'm posting this online instead of just handing someone the book and hoping they read it. Simple, really. I already know it will work. I know that someone, somewhere, will read this and desire the truth for themselves. I know that person will seek me out, and that they will gladly accept the book. I know that person's fate too, but I won't spoil it for you. After all, you'll know for yourself soon enough. I'll be waiting. Scream for me. You know these shock sites which show a screamer? They are really annoying. Alex loves them. Who is Alex? Well, the man behind them. He creates them to see people scream and cry. He wants people scared. He loves it. But there is one thing which you forget. When you go on sites like this, you forgot to close your windows. There he is, the red teeth. I forgot to tell you, never turn back. When you do it, he'll be there, ready to kill you. Just stick your eyes to your screen and listen. It's a test. It will start with an JPEG screamer. You know, the epileptic Jeff the Killer. But it looks like something is moving in the background. You don't want to see it, I tell you. Then there's a song, but it is hypnotizing, so try not to fall asleep. You'll wake up as his food. Then the third part. Pictures of decomposing bodies, bloody hallways, deformed animals, all the beautiful stuff. And the last part, it's raining. Window. Oh God, help me please. Oops. Sorry, I went away for a second. Anyway, if you can survive it, Alex, my master, will leave you alone. but you'll be forced to send the link to your closest friend. It needs to continue. If you think it's a lesson of bravery, if you don't survive it, you die. It's pretty simple, but remember, it's all for Alex. Scream for him and cry. What the fuck is this sick shit? Jake asked his best friend. Are you scared, little baby? Jake and Mike are the best friends, and they love creepypastas. Their favourites are Jeff the Killer and Dead Bart. Why? Well, they're good in their opinion. Shall we do research as always? No. That was a strange answer for Jake. Mike always said yes because he's a little bookworm. He looks for murder cases and other things. Mostly they don't find anything except the story. Why? I think I've seen it. You're joking. You know that none of these are real, right? Yes, but this one, I think it is. A long time ago, before I met you, I was searching for some gore videos. I know, I was fucking strange. The guys called Zella posted a link to a download. When you downloaded it, there was a file. I don't remember the name, but I remember the window. I know that it was recorded in our city because you could see our KBBBW radio tower, but I don't know where exactly it was recorded. You almost got me, you know, almost thought all you said was true, because it is. Calm down, bro. Oh, I need to go home. Maria is coming soon. Mike didn't respond. He didn't move. He was just staring at him. Jake went home and his girlfriend was already there. They had a lovely evening, TV, cola, and they played GTA 5. About 11 PM she went home, and Jake got an email from Mike. Even if he lives one street away from Mike. From Mike the Great 1 at gmail.com to Jake the Great 1 at gmail.com. Subject 3123. Text: Hey, guess what? I found it. Fuck you, you didn't believe me. Now help. Mike. There was a file which came with it. It was called Rain AVI. Well, he tried to scare me. For 100%. It's from some shitty creepypasta, which is full of cliches. Look, he even wrote it like he's a retard. Nice try, guy. Jake opened the file when the Windows Media Player tab popped up. All words which Jake could say is it true? Before his eyes, the Ann JPEG screamer showed up with super loud screams. Fuck! It lasted 10 seconds. Then there was just static. The sound he heard was like someone whispering strange words in a very calm voice. No, it can't be true. Jake's eyes were slowly closing, but in the last moment he did something in his monitor. It was a tall man with long blonde hair and red eyes holding a knife. That image woke him up immediately and he turned around. The man was ready to strike. Jake quickly dodged his attack. Are you Alex? Jake said when laying on the floor. Another furious swing and another dodge. Yes, attacker said in that calm voice from the video. Jake grabbed his katana, which he got for his 18th birthday, and sliced Alex's left hand off. "Ouch," he said, like something just pinched him. But then he did something unexpected. In his backpack, there was a head. The head of his best friend. He just threw it next to Jake. He dropped his katana and fell on his knees. He started crying and screaming for help. Ha ha ha. Now what? You can't do shit now. You see, that file is actually my memory. My parents were killed by someone. Some serial killer. After that, I was forced to go out and live on the street. I lived a destroyed building. I was cutting myself every night and whispering that everything will be okay. I grew up in there. I had a few pets, but they died because I didn't have food. I never had a friend. I baited people to my house and killed them. Then I ate all what is left from them. When I turned 18, I stole a PC and made that video. I killed your friend already, his family too. And guess what? They will be the main dish today, and you'll be the dessert. Alex threw the knife and Jake's head, hitting his eye. He screamed in agony, but he took the knife out of his head, even if it was very painful. He grasped it in his hand and rushed with rage on Alex. He pushed him on the floor and then with fury stabbed him in the heart 21 times. Then he took his katana and chopped his head clean off. All he did after was sit on the computer chair and watch the rest of the video. It showed a window. You could see his city completely abandoned and empty. Blood was on the walls of the houses. You could hear the siren of the police cars still working. Then the camera moved and it showed his room. Jake couldn't believe it. He had the same window and it showed the radio tower and the rest of his city. Then he heard something behind him. You thought you can kill me. I'm the devil. And that's it for tonight, my little hellhounds. Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed tonight's scary stories, then don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. If you have any scary stories you want narrated on the channel, then submit them to Reddit r/homeofscares and follow me on Twitter at homeofscares. Now, good night, my little hellhounds.